Yo guys, it's Centaur here, and I'm back at again with another Attack on Titan analysis with Gojo and Sam.
Wow, you almost forgot our name there. Hello, everyone.
Been doing this for so long, and you still fucking don't remember our names.
Sam.
That's not right. Known each other 7 years.
This episode was sick. It was a good effort. I enjoyed it.
It was really good.
It was,
very emotional.
It was a good blend between like emotional character development and action.
Yeah. Anyway, getting started off with it, you can see Hanji and Magath, they were scouting out, and they witnessed the steam of the Colossal Titans. And then right after that, you cut to the gang contemplating about attacking the harbor.
Because it's like a situation where they instantly say, oh, we're just going to rush in with the power of the Titans and we'll be fine. But then Armin and Mixon and Connie and John, they all go and kind of no, because they don't want to kill their friends or the people who were their friends.
I think they even then they realized it had to be done.
Yeah,
but they just didn't want to do it. They didn't want to admit
that conclusion.
Yeah.
But
I think, and then at that point, it was like Hanji had said, like she calculated that the Colossal Titans had already reached Male by that point.
Yeah. And then Magus goes AWOL. And then starts attacking Yelena.
He actually fully snapped her arm as well. I just want to point that. Yeah. It's not like he broke her fucking arm.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he basically was saying, Yelena, where is Eren? Where's he heading? And Yelena, she even after all that, she was like, I might tell you if you keep me alive. I want to stay alive.
I want to stay alive and see how this ends. Like, literally.
Basically, just she's the main character. She's gonna be with them, or she's the main character now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what that was. But then they talk about the Azumabito and how they don't want to kill them. They still need them to fly the boat.
Have them alive because they need the mechanic.
Yeah.
Well, so Onyonkopong, because Onyonkopong taught Thingy how to fly the blimp. He said he could fly it himself, but he needs the engineers he needs the engineers alive to flip down the wings and shit.
And they're worried they're going to get caught in the crossfire if they go in blazing. So this is like a part of the reason why they come up with like another plan.
Yeah, they come up with a substitute. Well, initially it was Annie was saying come on, Armin, tell us the plan. What is your plan to try and do this without killing anyone? But Armin he didn't have a feasible option.
There's no real feasible option. It's kind of an impossible situation position they're placed in, and we've
Magath starts apologizing because he's from last episode he was talking about justice and whatnot, and he started saying, well, the only reason I said that because I was too scared to self-reflect on myself and accept the Marleyan cruelty inside of me.
What they did as well.
Whatnot.
And then he says that Armin, John, and Mika and Connie after this, he apologizes. Then he says, "You guys don't have to. You don't have to go into battle with us and fight your own friend and cause more bloodshed." Yeah. That's what he says. We'll do it for you. And we get kind of shot of him. Armin kind of goes, "No, I refuse." I kind of accepts he's gonna have to.
I mean, before that, Hanji had already said anyway, I've already killed enough Jaegerists, so I'm
exactly.
He's in. Hanji's in.
Yeah, Hanji basically says, I've killed a few, what's a few more? But they, the other guys didn't initially want to do it, but Armin says, if it comes to that, I won't sit idly by with my hands clean. I will, do what I need to do.
Next we cut to Flock.
We cut to Flock, interrogating the Azumbitos, killing some of the engineers and whatnot.
I don't think they were the engineers. I think those were just security.
Oh yeah, I think those were just
he was killing the people, and he was saying to Kiyomi you have to help us, otherwise we're just gonna kill you all. Because he was saying realistically we could just decide we don't need this and just be fuck it, Eren can do what he wants. Because obviously Eren's Eren's destroying the world regardless. So his whole thing of you might as well help us, otherwise you're just gonna die sooner.
But then Jamie has a whole monologue about the idea of you won't know what to do when you have peace, and that there's no way that you'll always be fighting someone.
It's because it was the Titans, the people inside the walls, the Titans were always their common enemy. It's kind of like the same concept as the Pillar of Evil from Naruto and shit, but it's they don't know what they're gonna do when that Pillar of Evil is taken away, and that's what is showing up now with civil unrest and shit. I think that's what she was hinting at.
Yeah, exactly. And then obviously Flock goes on and like, you should know your place. It doesn't. Thanks for the warning, but you should know your place. This guy, he's such a big ego. Like,
he's so like brainless because this guy thinks like he's cold or something. But again, I've been saying this for the last 2 or 3 episodes. He's gonna get what's coming to him hardcore. Next episode, I think he's gonna get what's coming.
But yeah, we cut to Armin start screaming Flock's name. He's basically saying that he's basically saying that they have to chase the cart time. The cart times killed John and Onyunka. They need to chase him, and they have to use they need to use the boat. And yeah, basically, even like after that, Armin and Connie reached what's it?
Well,
boat area, and and then you see Daz and Samuel, and they're like, and already they're like, how come there's been rumors that you've been like siding with the Marleyans?
These are like,
you see Armin's and Connie's face.
They have quite a close relationship with Connie, especially they talk about like.
Well, they were in season 1 to be fair.
Yeah, they were.
They are technically speaking, they're pretty much the same rank in the Survey Corps. It's just because Armin and Thingy knew Eren personally, like as friends. That's why they're higher rank. But it was more over just the fact that like the point was they were trying to show that they were very close friends.
But saying that, talking about Connie, like back in the academy, we used to think about like eating outside the wall and stuff like that.
And like eating meat and having like nice houses together and shit like that.
So they have a very intense thing where Armin and Connie are basically convincing them like, we're on your side, we're not going to betray you. And you can see in Daz and Samuel's face, both of them, they don't really believe them, but because they're so close,
they want to believe them.
So they're like, oh yeah, that's what we thought. You'd never betray us. And it's like, you see it in their eyes are quite like wide.
And you see like Daz start like undoing the explosives, and then you cut to Flock basically saying like it's kind of suspicious that they've been sneaking around. Like if there was truly chasing after the cart time, they said something about they wouldn't do it the way they were doing it. Like
what Armin had said was I was obvious they were going to come here to get out. But then Flock was basically saying, well, if it was obvious, why did they go by horse and not by train?
Yeah, exactly.
That's basically where he's convinced himself. Well, obviously not convinced himself. He's figured out that they're against them and that this is a ruse.
This actually isn't the thing that triggers the whole problem, though.
Yeah, he basically said he's going to nips any concerns, and then he's pointing a gun at Kiyomi, and then you hear a gunshot go out, and then it's assumed that he shot Kiyomi, and then you see Mikasa like just going inside, but fucking hell, Kiyomi was literally put him in a lock.
Yeah, so Kiyomi essentially disarmed him, but then the Jaegerists ran in to say, what's wrong? At that point, they were about to kill Kiyomi.
The moment Mikasa goes in, they realize that Armin and Connie betrayed them. And then that's when shit starts to go down, because Flock yells out, I think, like, they betrayed us, and all of the Jaegerists come and try to attack them.
At that point, it was Flock like gets out of the window and essentially officially raises the alarm. At that which then Mikasa like gets the Kiyomi and all the Azumbuto engineers out of the room, because she knew that they were going to shoot the thunder spears into the room. Then they're walking down the stairs and they meet Magus and what's her name, fucking Hanji, and they're like, come to the basement. Then at that point we cut back to Armin and Connie. Daz and Thingy have essentially realized like, oh shit, so they are against us. I think Connie grabs I don't know what the other guy's name is. Connie grabs him and like
Samuel.
They start wrestling for his gun.
Before that, I'm pretty sure Daz just shoots.
Yeah, they just straight up shoot Armin in the like jaw, and then
that's when Connie grabs. Yeah.
At that point, then Connie grabs the other guy. Then the guy tells him to like detonate the explosives.
Yeah.
Then
we cut to
Ryan
and Annie at this point.
Transforming. They both jump into the air with the gear they're using, and they transform into the female and the armored Titan.
Armored.
Yeah, and Annie just fly kicks some Jaegerists.
I mean, they're just killing each.
It's season 1
Jaegerists.
Yeah, season 1.
Season 1 vibes. Yeah.
When Annie was fighting initially. I think they did. I think Mappa did justice to the season 1 art style. She doesn't look that different, but it's like it's got that that Mappa twist on it.
Yeah. I mean, she straight up did the same move. She literally kicked like 3 of the fucking Jaeger.
Yeah, it's not like she learned anything from season 1. Like her tactic changes. She did the same. She's gonna be doing the same shit.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it's like sort of paying homage to that.
But yeah, then Ryan and
then if you cut to the scene with I think it was Yelena. Yelena was saying, well, the plan's gone to shit and you can't separate violence from humanity. And he was like, right, Captain? Like, obviously addressing Levi.
I mean, she needs to know who the fuck she's talking to. This brother could probably kill her in the state he's in right now.
Yeah, but like, I think it's more sort of like, it's like, you would know a lot about that, Levi, wouldn't you? Like, because obviously Levi's had to constantly kill his own comrades and whatnot. Like, even with, in season 3, he killed Kenny, which was his own uncle. Granted, he didn't know it was his uncle, but it's still like his foster parent.
I'm pretty sure he did. He told him he was Kenny Ackerman before he shot him.
Yeah, but like
before Levi actually killed him.
Even know. Yeah, but Levi didn't know that until afterwards. He told him he was uncle. He didn't even know that he was an Ackerman. He just knew a person called Kenny Ackerman. And then when Kenny was like, "Oh, I'm your uncle," Levi. Anyway, we're
after that whole fight scene, we then go back to Connie. Well, Armin jumps up. Connie is wrestling for the gun with Samuel, I think it is, and Armin's dead body, who shot up, jumps up and kind of grabs the explosives.
Well, he grabs the guy who was doing the explosives.
He was just grabs Daz and just pins him.
But then Daz puts the gun to Armin's head. Obviously, like just before that, Samuel was like, "You traitors!"
And it's like, why did you?
We were supposed to be friends and shit. And then Connie's like. He's like, we are your friends. Yeah, it's like, we are your friends, but and then it cuts to Bertolt, who says someone has to do it. So it's kind of, they're coming to the same realization that Eren has come to, where it's like,
same with them.
With the same, they were doing what they needed to do. We were doing what we need to do.
It's a good, how, Sam, you were mentioning how one of the guys, they talked about eating outside the wall. It's really funny because Connie said the exact same thing to Bartol. He was like,
we dreamed of doing stuff together. We dreamed of after this, so it's quite a good parallel.
It's such a good parallel. Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, after this whole thing, I think Connie screams and shoots both of them, I believe.
Yeah.
Connie, she initially shoots.
He shoots Samuel, and then he shoots Daz and then kills Samuel.
And then he kills, and then he's just crying. And
the episode just ends with the
very abrupt ending.
And the music stops and you just hear Connie screaming. It's quite eerie.
Yeah.
Good episode, intense.
It's a really good episode.
Yeah. Just before the ending, something I think we should note is it cuts again to a flashback of Bertolt, who says someone has to get blood on their hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, kind of just paralleling what Connie's just done, and again,
it's kind of like
idea
they have to be
season 2. It's really good.
He's killed his friends or people he liked for the cause. Yeah, so it's very good. Yeah, good episode. It was sad. I had to sit there. I sat there and just was like, oh my, that was.
I think next episode is going to be the wrap up of this whole thing. It's going to be probably very action packed, and I still think either one of two things is going to happen. Either fucking Flock dies. Either Flock fucking bites the bullet finally, that cuck, or he like runs away and he abandons his people, whatever, like for the sake of surviving, which is essentially what he did. It's essentially what he did in season 3, except he just took Erwin with him.
Yeah, that's all.
That's it.
Yeah. So anyway, like and subscribe, I guess.
Thank you for watching, people. It's been good.
Bake Off.
Peace.
Bye.